Captain of cuisine, the culinary colonel, the Tabrizi talisman, the Farsi foodmeister, the Turkish tradesman. It's your chef Hoss-pitality, and this is Roqe Hoss-pitality.
Hi, this is your chef Hoss-pitality, and this is Roqe Hoss-pitality.
Hello, Chef Hoss.
Hello, group. How are you?
How's beautiful San Francisco?
I'm not going to talk about my exercise. I guess I got a devil eyes or bad zadan. I hurt my back. But the pain But pain went away with a great medicine. I was lucky to do a little cooking demo, raise the money for my school that I'm building for the needy kids around the global. So I'm happy.
Oh, what a good guy you are. And you know, Chef, you are bringing my mom and I are already close, but after each week with your segment, I talk to her about what you're teaching us and whether she agrees or not. And so last week with the saffron, using the ice, I said, Mom, have you ever tried the ice technique? And she said, no, Vali, video nigah kardam. I watched the video, and it was still, the color was better when he did it with the heat than the ice, you know? So she still believed that using the heat was but she knows, as you said, exactly the temperature and all of that to use. So I still want to use your ice technique with the saffron.
You're putting me on hot spot. I have to be careful from that. I don't want to mess around with the moms.
Oh, my mom she's on it, but she loves you. I mean, and she's, you're the Tabrizi talisman. Listen, I see for your segment today and that you're going to teach us how to best use barberries in your cooking, how to best use barberries. So why don't you start us off by telling us what are barberries for those who don't know?
The barberries are this beautiful, small tear-shaped fruit or berries. They come from the bushes called Barberries vulgaris. They are different kinds. They grow wild, and they have sometimes they use as an exotic ornamental plant in the garden, and they are beautiful. But this particular one, the berries we use, has a delicious flavor, tartness, and we use in the Iranian culture, and no other countries uses as much as Iranian do for culinary, because they originally used the barberries for the medicine, and still they do. It's one of the best.
It's an antioxidant, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Why are barberries important in Persian cuisine?
Well, great question. In Iranian, I call it, we love our sour bomb. Like we have sour cherries, sour plums, pomegranate. We love sour cherry. So before we knew the lemons, after 7th century, we got introduced lemon from Roman, and which is originally they believe they come from China. So we used to have these barberries as a sour element to our dishes instead of lemon. So it's been our cuisine for a longer time. And also lemon growing needs a lot of work and water. But these guys grow wild, everything. All you need is go foraging and pick them.
Sorry, Chef, what do we call barberry in Farsi?
Okay, I knew your mindset is coming. That would be for Mona, Zeresh. I don't want to go there. You can tell what's Zeresh meaning in different meaning.
It's Zeresh.
Zeresh.
Okay, Zeresh.
I love the way you say that.
Shaya and Reza have been wondering what the hell we're talking about.
Because I thought he was talking about barber, like barbari.
No. So is Zeresh or barberries? Were they more available in the Persian part of the world than, because they're not a big North American kind of plant or fruit, whereas we use it a lot in Persian cuisine.
You're surprised. It is. There's in Africa, Europe, in North America, they grow, but the usage in culinary are not as much as Iranian, but it's getting popular because the birds they eat their seeds and they cultivate around the world. So, but again, when it comes to culinary, Iranians are far ahead of the other country they use this barberries.
And we didn't have lemons?
Before 7th century, no.
Interesting. So what are give us some of the usages and I guess the flavor profile, like how we use it for flavor, barberries or zereshk, as those we want the Farsi version.
Okay, yeah. So the best way to do it, barberries are tart and tangy. And you can use any dishes you want to give that profile. And I have a list of this stuff what we use it, and also I'm going to talk later on about how we can incorporate in a modern, different way. But to know about barberries, the beauty about this plant, I want to quickly say they start blooming in the spring. Beautiful, gorgeous yellow color they're gorgeous. And then eventually towards the spring, they become clusters of green berries in the summer. And in fall, they ripen and become gorgeous red colors to time pick. Now, tricky part is here in fall. If they are small, you pick them, they are perfect for rice and culinary. But if they stay longer on the bushes, they get bigger, they spill the seeds, and it's become hard to take the seeds out. So that's the time you pick them, you can use it for sauces and disregard the seeds. But the best time in fall to pick, and again, Iranian, they love labor of love, like Roqe, and we talk about saffron. When you pick the barberries, one by one, the best method, you cannot use a glove because they have a very sharp thorn. You can pick them one by one, but easiest one technique that you hold the branch and from the bottom to top, you slide it because thorns are pointed to upward. So when you slide it, you don't hurt yourself. But again, at least a few times you're going to poke yourself when you're picking the barberries.
So, and when you use them with the rice, it's we call that zeresh polo, right? Like jeweled rice.
Yeah, jewels, right? Because if they look like a box of the jewels, like with the pistachio, the color. But again, barberry is not only for top, but the vibrant color. Because the chef, what you look for a dish is the look-wise and also texture and the flavor. And the texture of the barberry is like a bomb. When you chew it, it explodes your mouth and it gives you this little wake-up call.
So, just parenthetically, just as an aside, I've heard that barberries are actually becoming increasingly popular in America. It wasn't, I mean, people didn't even know what they were. When I thought when I was growing up, we were trying to explain ZX to people in it. But is it true that they're growing in popularity?
Absolutely, because you know what, American with the social media, we are getting a little more like a first step was when the pomegranate took over the cranberry juice in the United States because of, again, nothing to do with nationalism, but the people, they find out this is health benefits and all the everything about pomegranate much better than cranberry. Same thing happening right now with barberries. Barberries are replacing the cranberry because better, more as a nutrition medicine value, and also the chef's talks. Like when I start touring America with the company that I later on became employee, I was teaching the chefs the dishes. But chefs are different. We are weird people. We look for something unique to find about this element, and we have to get their attention. What I did was, like for example, I let them a little dry. I ground them with a little salt. I rub my fish or meat and grill them and give them a chef. So their antennae start rising, and they're like, wow, what an interesting and flavor, because acid is good in the food. So that's how I got their attention and the flavor profile. And we start cooking together, and they learn, and then became demand. And now in past, this is like about 5 years ago, 4 years, I was traveling. But introduction was so good with the chefs. So the company that we buy, and they told me their market increased by 100% by barberries buying from the chefs.
So just on the healthy part, the antioxidant element, they're dry, right? Are they healthier when they're dry, or are they healthier when you hydrate them, when they're blooming?
Well, the flavor, the health benefits there, but when you bloom it, you're getting the flavor out, the rehydrating, and there are techniques for that, and there's a simple way of just putting it in the water for 8 to 20 minutes. Why I say 8 to 20 minutes depends on the freshness of your barberries. When you buy barberries, you're looking for a red, vibrant color, and those are freshness, means like 6 months, 4 months, been dried, hydrated, and you put in the water 8 minutes, it's fine. Otherwise, it stays longer, gets soggy. But if they're a little older and like over a year, they're a little darker color, you want to soak longer. And again, to hydrate the barberries and keep it in the cold and dark area to keep the freshness on that one. So what you do, this is one method you use because you're going to put in your stews or soups or their muffins or anything. You're going to cook it again. But if you want to use it as a garnish, that Iranian, they use more for the chicken, so like more polo, zeresh more, these stuff they use. So you want to give a little bit another touch to it, which is I am showing a video. You use them, first soak them, then you saute them a little tiny bit with the butter and sugar to caramelization. Then you have, my mouth's getting water again. Is that this tartness and the caramelization from the brown sugar or regular sugar, you give it this beautiful texture for this barberries, and mixed with nuts is a phenomenon. Like in especially Azerbaijani cuisine, we use a lot of dry fruits and the nuts combination, and barberries is one of them in there.
So did you explain the best way to hydrate them just now?
Yes, I show on the both way with the water and also the with the butter and the sugar. And also to have fun, I have a list of this stuff that you might blow your mind away. I want to see if our amazing, fabulous team can tell me what kind of dish they know barberry is being used. So I can check mark to see if they know all of it.
I love it. So the video is going to be how to best use barberries in your cooking, including how to hydrate them, how to make them the most effective in your cooking. Can I just ask you a quick question? Once you prepare your zereshk, your barberries, do you believe that you should finish the polo, like you do all the cooking, you get all the rice ready and put them on top then, or do you integrate them into your rice if you're using them that way earlier?
Well, for presentation, I recommend on top as a garnish. But if you cooking, like for me in the restaurant as a chef, we cook the rice pilaf, but like I show the bagal pulao at the end, I toss every ingredient, so keep that beautiful freshness of the color, the vibrant color. If you cooking inside the rice, you cooking it, but the color goes away. The flavor is there, but you can at the end include in your dishes like a salsa. I don't want to say what I want to reuse it, but I'm going to test our fabulous team.
Fabulous. Well, I can't wait to look at this video. How to best use barberries in your cooking. Any questions, team?
Do you know why we use zereshk as a, for example, when something is not precious, we call it zereshk. So why do we use it? Was it cheap in previous time in Iran?
I don't, to honest, I don't know the reason. I usually know all of it, but now you make me to go search.
You're stumped the chef.
Shaya, you are very smart. You turned the question for me. My question for you was, tell me the dishes that you know Barberry used. You are very smart.
Oh.
So Barbary, zereshk polo, more. So that's Barbary rice with chicken. Yeah.
Like I said, tart flavor. Basically you can use in a garnish for falude. You can use on the scones and muffin, oatmeal, meatballs, kuku sabzi.
Kuku sabzi,
Then on top of the soup more, you put in again the color and vibrant. As a chef, I use it for my salsas as ceviche, like seafood ceviche. It's phenomenal. The most common around the world they use barberries is for jam, preserve, or pickle. For the people they bake, the barberry is the best agent as a pectin. To keep the sauce nice, rich, and a peck for the pastry department, people they cook out there listening, use as a pectin for your pastry. And I mentioned about my grounding the barberries with salt, with the rubbing the meat, but I want to give you one more thing I used to do in my previous restaurant. I used to hydrate them, put them in the freezer, they get frozen, and I used to make a simple syrup with the barberries. And then my bar manager used to make a cocktail, and at the end we drop this frozen barberries, the hydrated frozen bar in it, and that's how we expand the knowledge of the people as a curiosity, our cuisine ingredient with what they are used to, like with the cocktail. So that's been my focus as a chef, with the chefs, find a way they get their attention. And then when they know about this, of course, as a chef, when you want to know one ingredient, you want to go to history, you want to know how they use it. And that's what these chefs, they go study Iranian cuisine, find more about our food, and they come up and they make their own way.
Right.
And that's success story for me as a getting attention.
By the way, dried barberries I've seen in granola, right? Like it's like you can not hydrate them and eat them as well, right?
Well, they've been flavored. You can because by itself the barberries can be a little too harsh.
Yeah.
Like olives, you pick olives, they're the same. So when you have actually for me, the best barberries are the fresh one picked. But unfortunately, the harvesting time is like a short time, and you have to go frozen. Even the beauty of that Jianjian, they last through winter with the snow, and you can go even pick it.
Huh. Well, Chef, thank you. We've learned a lot about Barberries, about Zeresh, and we're going to run over to your video, your latest video, how to best use Barberries in your cooking, will be at roqemedia.com, the front page of our website, roqemedia.com, and also on our Telegram channel, Roqe Media. You can find us on Telegram at Roqe Media. Thank you for this, Chef.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
That's Chef Hoss-pitality in San Francisco with Hoss-pitality. Again, you can see the video at roqemedia.com and our Telegram channel, Roqe Media.